Good morning, everyone. You are listening to Table for Two on the Nachum Segal Network. Hello, everyone, and we are back. How are you all doing? I love my Friday mornings when I get to, get together, ZK, schmoozing. Today's actually recording this is a little bit earlier on in the week, but to get to catch up with ZK, to know that we're, virtually together Friday mornings with my amazing guests here, and I'm just so happy always to come in and be part of Table for Two and the Nachum Segal Network. For those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, I'm Naomi Nachman, and I'm about all the food all the time. Yeah, I can hear. You can all say it, right? Okay. I've got my notes. Even though I know this by heart, I still read from it because there's always something I leave off. I love food. I love shopping. I love cooking, eating, anything food related. I'm a kosher personal chef. My business is called The Aussie Gourmet. I wrote 2 books, Perfect Flavors and Perfect for Pesach. I do chop competitions. I travel all over the country looking to source great ingredients and great restaurants and seeing all the food culture around the world. So I hope you'll tune in every week and share my exciting show with my amazing guests. So you can email me, naomi@nachumsegal.com, if you ever have something you want to share with me. I'm coming to Chicago next week, so if you guys could let me know where I should eat, what I should eat at what restaurant, that would be great. I'd really appreciate it. If anything new has opened up, let me know, because I love Chicago. And I hope in May it's going to be nice. So we are looking forward to that. Okay, we have a lineup today like no other. Last week's lineup was pretty good too, don't get me wrong. But today we have a full show, a full hour, lots of fun. We have in the house, Jacqueline Elbaz is going to be joining us, stuffed from Instagram fame. We have Shifra and Shlomi Klein from Fleischiks magazine, who sold out their Pesach edition, blew it out of the water. Everyone all over the world wants their magazine. And, of course, Beth Warren, who is sitting right next to me, good friend, a frequent guest of the Nachum Segal Network. Whenever I ask her to come in to do a show, she's like, I'm all over that.
I always could fit it in.
I love working with you.
I love working with you. This is how we initially met, which is so funny because we've done so much together.
I know. How many years ago was that?
Well, it was the first book, Living Real Life with Real Food, so it's around 2014.
2014?
Mm-hmm.
4 years?
4 years ago. That makes sense.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's a long time. Time flies.
Wow.
Yes.
They're going, it's 5 years. Do your math, Naomi and Beth.
Is it? Oh, I don't know math.
Food,
no, I didn't even try to do that math, but cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think, did Trina introduce us?
Yes, initially.
Trina,
yes.
and she's also my Art Scroll publicist, and for so many other.
Well, that's why. She knew the two of us.
She knows the book, the kosher food.
I was going to say, especially the kosher world. She knows everybody.
Yeah, so you've done not one book, now you're having coming up to your first anniversary of Secrets of a Kosher Girl.
Yes, so Secrets of a Kosher Girl came out last June, and it's been such a different experience with the whole social media craze. I have to say, you must have
sold so many of those because you are
thank
all
God,
over
it really did really well with different communities. So that was fun, bringing the kosher idea to people who are not Jewish, because a lot of the book is about mindfulness and other aspects that I learned from keeping kosher. So it's not only for kosher people, even though it's called Secrets of a Kosher Girl. But then in our world, because there's just over 50 recipes, it got a lot of publicity about that, because there's a lot of yummy food in there too, even if you don't want to follow the diet.
Right. I have to say the photography makes it look so appealing.
Yeah. So Renee Mueller was a stylist. She was unbelievable. She got my vision exactly. I really wanted to be very, Whole Foods oriented, me in nature, like frolicking in a field of New Jersey.
Can I cut in here 1 second?
Shlomi Klein from Fleischiks magazine, join us.
You piqued my interest.
Oh, yes.
Are there Syrian recipes in there?
Some of them.
Somehow we recently got turned on to Syrian cuisine.
Well, you're filled with a room right now, a lot of Syrians. But yeah, well, definitely the flavor profile, because I use a lot of that spice and seasoning, which for people could be very different. Like what I call cumin or cumin is in most recipes, and a lot of people aren't used to that.
We also call it cumin in South Africa.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And my flavor profile is very lemon oriented versus heavily sweet and mayoed. So for a lot of people, that's new. But since you have a good 21 days on this plan, you will acclimate to that flavor. So that's also really fun. So definitely the flavoring is very very prominent.
If you want me to acclimate to it, you have to have it in there by like day 3 or 4, because otherwise we're
I
done.
know, it's so hard.
I just showed some of the pictures up on the screen to our viewers who are watching on the YouTube channel because I wanted them to see the picture of you frolicking
Frolicking.
and the beautiful foods that you and Shomi were just talking about. Let's talk about this 21-day diet. It is now 2 weeks past
Pesach.
Pesach. I don't know what. I don't want to say the wrong night of Sphira because I can't even do math, yet alone
Right.
keep track of the Sphira I said last night. What's the plan? Talk to me about the plan and how.
It's actually a really nice time to bring up something like this 21-day plan after Pesach because everyone's always looking for that refresh and reset, which is exactly why I made that book. This was really to meet the demands of clients who came to me and said, I need something to like get me started, to boost me. I want to really focus on something. I want you to tell me exactly what to do. Because usually if you follow me on Instagram at Beth_Warren, you see that I'm really not about telling you exactly what to do. I want you to find your own way with eating because I think that's how weight loss or health or anything is able to be maintained. But I do understand and respect the need that some people need that guideline of just tell me exactly what to do. And that's exactly what this book is, which was a nice opportunity for me because if people don't have financial means or access to a dietitian, they can just take this book and follow something completely from A to Z with the information they need to know education wise, with the step-by-step plan of all the foods to have in a day, including snacks, with recipe ideas on top of it, because then I tell you how to make the recipes, and then also guidelines on physical activity. And of course, what became very well known in my Instagram is my daily motivations, my daily quotes that I put my kosher Jewish twist on, about just keeping people in the right mindset, which is how I bring the mindset aspect into the book. So we all know, quote unquote, how to eat. We just don't do it. And that mindfulness is one thing I brought throughout the book of understanding that mindset is really like 80% of it.
Right.
You know, they say exercise and food, like 70%, food and the rest is exercise, but you got to stick the mind in there because if you don't have the right mindset and if you're not, looking at it from that standpoint of fixing that mindset, then it's not going to last because you could tell anybody what to do. But if you're not thinking the right way, then
It's true. I feel like I call it the zone. You've got to be in the zone.
Yeah.
And if you're not in that mental zone of dieting, you can't do it.
Yeah.
I kind of like on my Pesach program, I leave the one zone out the hotel door.
Right.
When I walk into my Pesach program, I have another one.
Yeah.
And then I have to pick it up, the other
But
one.
that's
that I left at
okay.
the door,
And that's, and that's what you're asking after Pesach. It's kind of like, leave that all behind you. You know, you had fun on your trip. You indulged. You had a holiday. It's over. You can't go back. And just, think of the good things that happened and move forward because, thank God our lives are our lives. Like our whole life's ahead of us. You don't have to focus on 1 week of your life like was not what's going to make or break your entire life that you have going forward. So just put it for where it was, and you indulged and you had fun and whatever. And now you're going to focus on it if that's what you want to do. And you just move forward from there. Like the worst thing is to look back in a negative way, to think, that was hopeless. It was a disaster. It was a mess. It'll be like, okay, now what? And so just take it from here and you could change. That's what's incredible.
Once you're in the zone, is there something that can help us stay focused on the zone?
Yeah, that's where the motivations come from.
I find it so hard. Like I was really good all week. And then like I go to the farmer's market last week. I was really good for a few days. And then like, the kosher croissant stand there.
Yeah. So
I said, I didn't eat breakfast properly because I was in a hurry to get on the train. And then like,
yes,
I just like,
hard.
I was hungry and it was kosher and it was there and it was delicious.
It comes from the place of understanding of all the different aspects that I incorporate in the plan that have to be checked off. You got to have like activity involved. You got to have your mind involved. You got to have actual food literally prepped, shopped in your refrigerator, ready to grab when you have to run out. Like there's so many facets that have to kind of be involved that help you stay focused. And that sounds like a lot more work, but it also is what helps keep it a focus. So when it comes to your mindset, that's what I was saying. You always have to go back to your motivation. And I find that only a number on a scale is not enough to keep someone in it long term. First of all, it's very pressuring. It's not always a reflection on how well you did at all. You could have just something salty one day and your scale's up and didn't mean you didn't choose to have the salad. It just means the dressing was salty. Right. So I think their motivations have to come from other places than just the number. And And you just remind yourself of that every day, which is why each day you wake up and say this mantra or this quote, and I started with my Instagram, and people are always asking, like, where do you even come up with your quotes? I'm like, because I don't know, it's kind of even my mood, you know,
Right,
like I need
right,
to hear that.
right.
So I put it up, and it just refocuses you every day. Every day you have 8 million things pulling at you. And if you don't literally
least.
wake up and say, okay, well, today I'm going to do this because I want to, you know, have more energy. And then you kind of go about it because of the energy. Then the next day you're like, okay, today I'm going to do this because, you know, I want to feel more fit. Like, you know, that firm feeling. So I'm going to make sure to get that workout in. And then like every day it could be a new motivation.
You know, as we get older, everything is more and more challenging. You got to drink more water. You got to
Yeah.
do your exercise. You got to eat less food. Like,
I mean, the
It's
good
like,
thing
it's-
is though, it's consistent. I mean, all
Right.
that stuff's been around. We're just not doing it. Eat a lot
Right.
of vegetables, but nobody's. There's these people and clients who come to me that literally don't eat vegetables, and like I eat
so I'm like that. I
700.
eat, no, wait, I eat tons of vegetables. I don't drink water.
Mhm.
I'm so bad. I try now. If I drink 2 cups of water a day, it's a miracle.
It's one of those things I could honestly say because I was you, and it wasn't until I like intentionally, like, I don't want to say forced it, but literally forced it and always had it on me, that now I literally, like, I'm thirsty because I'm talking about it with you. Like I literally,
Because we ate pickles.
yeah, exactly.
We ate
yeah,
the client's pickles.
You'll hear about the pickles. So, yeah, it does eventually, it takes time, become something where you literally will come to the evening and say, I'm so thirsty, I didn't drink today. And that's why they say thirst is not always the most accurate form of assessing whether or not you need to drink water. It's kind of like what people think it should be. It's because you're not trained, just like with eating and like, oh, I'm not hungry all day. It's not that you're not hungry. It's just that your priorities are masking, you know, your attention to your feelings of hunger. So that's why this plan, it trains you to eat throughout the day, just so you, after 21 days, gauge what hunger and fullness really mean. And then you can honestly assess that. So yes, you ultimately want to drink when you're thirsty, but if you're used to never drinking, your body's used to that. So
Right.
you have to just start.
I know.
To start,
I
you have
know.
to pee a lot. It's just one of those things. But it is supposed to level off and does. I don't know.
Yeah,
just
it's
wherever I go, I'm like, wait, I got to use the bathroom before we go. I mean, you just become second nature. It's a
Right,
little gross,
right.
but it is also why you're doing it.
Right. Okay, so it's food for thought, everyone. You know, if you are interested, we're going to be doing a giveaway.
Mhm.
If you do not win, I'm sorry.
You could still
Just
buy
forewarning.
it.
You can buy the book on.
Amazon or my website or Barnes and Noble, any bookstore. You can also ask for it. They could easily order it. But on Amazon, Secrets of a Kosher Girl is really cheap right now. It's like $12.
Amazing.
I mean, no, like you don't even know. It's not just because I wrote it. There's 100 million things in here worth way more than $12. So I would grab it and get another one as a gift and another one just to keep in your cabinet. And, you know, because you need one in your bag, you need one in your kitchen.
There you go.
Yeah, it has all the stuff.
What's your favorite recipe? People ask me that, and I hate that question.
It's so funny you said that because what just popped into my mind is the one I make most frequently, which has to be the za'atar branzino.
Really?
I make it every week
it's a
on
fish
Wednesday.
Recipe.
Yeah, there's a lot of fish recipes in here. First of all, because I love it.
Yeah, I love
Second of
fish.
all, because I feel like people don't know how to make it, and it's really easy. And I feel like
People
it's
are
missing
scared of
from a lot of
fish.
people's diets, and they eat chicken every night. And because they don't know how to make it, or they don't even know anything but salmon exists. So I give a lot of, there's a lot of every recipe because it's literally an entire balanced meal. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of fun stuff in there. There's even treats. I call them clean treats.
Yeah, I like
the
that.
biscotti recipe is the most popular. I made it for Pesach. That's initially how I came up with the recipe for it. And that's always a big popular one that people make not on, like I said, not on the plan. These are recipes I make weekly.
Right,
A lot
right,
of
right. I mean, these are great recipes. I'm
Mhm.
looking through it now.
And
Like,
really easy.
that's the great recipes. You know, you should always try to, you know, eat clean whenever you can.
Yeah.
And then you need the treats. We need
Yeah.
we need a good slice of cheesecake in the morning. That's a
Right.
daily treat.
And that's what I said on my Instagram. You'll be able to recognize those moments when you really want it more when you eat healthy
right.
normally. Because then you're like, okay, that croissant at the Union Square Market, I'm taking a bite of that. Because you're
Right.
like, yum.
She had a bite. I had the whole thing. You know, whatever.
Well, you only gave me a bite. Probably if you offered the whole croissant, I would have eaten it.
Beth and I were there together. If you didn't know. Okay, cool. So, what it would be a snack that you could recommend? Because so many people are nushers,
Yes.
right? Like, I'm actually not so hungry in the morning, so I don't eat
Mhm.
much breakfast. I'll have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or both.
Right.
And then I don't eat till lunchtime. But a lot of people like to eat in between.
Mhm.
What would be like a quick go-to snack?
Oh, a quick one. Well, I want to say one that involves a little bit of prep, but it's fun and a very underestimated food group. It's the legume family. That's chickpeas, lentils, kidney beans, all that. So there's a roasted chickpea recipe in there. So even though you might have to make that in advance,
Oh.
you could easily use that as a snack, which is on the plan, and you could throw it in a salad as croutons, which is in the plan. And so
I
a
like
little
that.
bit of prep goes a long way with that, as something grab and go. But easily nuts are always like my go-to when it comes to that. And in the book, I describe pairing things. So I like to have almonds with the fruit, or apple with peanut butter, or celery with peanut butter. People look at me like I'm crazy sometimes. No, you have to, because celery has a little bit of that salty, like,
Right, but I don't like
Crunchy.
raw celery and I don't
Oh,
like peanut
really?
butter.
or almond butter.
So
Or
you know
cashew
what's-
butter?
What about cheese and apples?
Yeah, but to me that sounded weird.
Yeah, that's delicious.
Yeah?
yeah.
Oh.
Peanut butter and American cheese.
You could do
Shifra, is that what you
American
snack
cheese
on?
Is not on you.
Is
But
that what
peanut butter-
Shifra
You said
snacks
peanut
on?
butter and
Rice
American
cakes,
cheese?
Peanut butter and American
It's the
cheese.
best.
You roll it up like a
So good.
wow.
No, on a rice cake, on a
Both
cracker.
sides. You get a square
so
rice
good.
cake, peanut butter, and a square piece of cheese.
I don't think I ever didn't experience something, and I've never had that.
I was hesitant, and it is good.
I think
That's what being married does, you know. Like you end up having each other's like snacks that you never ever thought.
This
But,
combo came about in camp when I was really hungry and there was nothing else to eat.
oh, that's so funny.
never. I would eat Vegemite rice crackers with cheese.
Yeah,
But,
you always
know,
talk about that
Vegemite. Yeah, well, we're gonna have a Vegemite show soon. Just
Oh, cool.
just stay
just because you
tuned.
keep talking about it.
Just because I keep tuned.
Can we do Vegemite/Marmite?
Is it the same thing?
It's a South African version.
And I'll have the
that's
Aussie
actually the
version.
English version.
Marmite's
Original.
English. Vegemite's Aussie.
Yeah, because the Aussies copied it.
What? Well, we are from a colony, you know, once upon a time. All right, cool. All right, thank you, Beth.
You're welcome.
I'm so excited to have you on the show, and we look forward to following you on all your fun adventures
Yeah.
in the summer. Are you doing any traveling?
No, actually, purposely not, because we've been traveling every summer, so
Right.
we're trying to like take it back easy. Go
Take
to the
chill.
Jersey Shore. It's a deal. and
I'm
we-
coming.
Yeah,
I'm coming.
for sure. So we're gonna chill this summer. My kids want to see their friends in camp. We had a little bit of a war in my house, so I said, "Fine, you don't want to travel? I'm not gonna travel with you." So we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun in the Jersey Shore.
Okay, excellent. Lots of great restaurants there too.
Yeah, fun stuff open up even in the summer. So it's
Okay,
cool.
good. We look forward to seeing your adventures and joining us on a little food call through deal.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Later on in the summer. All right, let's say hello to Jacqueline Elbars. How's it going? Do you have a microphone there? We're going to just keep everyone in their seats. Okay, Jacqueline Elbag. How was Pesach? See, I'm such a good Syrian. How was your Pesach?
Pesach was nice.
Yeah, you recovered?
Kind of.
Kind of. It takes like good full 2 weeks. We're not full 2 weeks past Pesach.
You know what? It wasn't so bad because it was over Shabbat. It wasn't an extra meal. So that helped.
Right,
And we had
right.
nice weather during Chol Moed. So, like, you know.
And they had rice.
And no,
Oh, wait.
I don't eat rice on Pesach.
Syrians don't eat rice?
No,
But you check rice.
I check
She-
rice.
Okay.
I bought from her.
Oh,
checked
wait,
rice.
can we recap that whole thing? Just
Yes.
talk about that rice.
Okay. So the old way, there used to be wheat in the rice. So minhag now is you check the rice 3 times for wheat or dirt. There's no wheat in it. It's just like a process.
Minhag. Like we check eggs. Right.
Right. So I don't eat rice because my father-in-law is Egyptian, but his father was Moroccan descent. So they don't eat rice, but they do eat kitniyot.
Okay, and Beth, what do you do?
It's funny because I married Moroccan, but since their customs are to have rice, they have rice, which I'm very thankful for. And I actually bought Jacqueline's checked rice because I wasn't sitting there checking it for 3 times, and I don't really know what I'm looking for anyway, to be honest with you.
I checked 300 pounds of rice this year.
Where does it 3 times come from?
It's one of those minhagim.
It's one of those minhagim. You don't know why we do it.
No, I know why we do
Like,
it.
I mean,
the
like, we
brown
do-
wheat's
'cause the
in
wheat,
there,
but I'm saying,
I don't know
like,
what
why
I'm
do we
looking
still-
for.
like,
Yeah, like
we're
why do
not-
we still do it? I
We
don't
do
know.
it to keep the traditions. Like even at the seder, we do manish tan. We do misharatam. We take the afiko, the bag with the matzah. We do a whole. We say misharotam and everything. My father-in-law doesn't do that. He takes the kara, goes around the table, says a pasuk. I don't know what over each person's head.
It's a little yatzag. That's,
Yeah,
that's
something.
Moroccan.
Something. It's so.
I love that. The whole blended Sephardi.
Yeah, the Sephardics even have different customs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's Sephard, there's Syrian, Egyptian, Lebanese.
My husband's family was Romaniot.
Right.
There's only 2 shuls in the world that
Right.
are Romaniot Jews still alive. One is here on the Lower East Side and the other one is in Israel. And they had a great rich tradition and it's all been forgotten. What? Romaniot from Yanina in Greece. Yeah, like near Salonika. No. It's its own little sect of whatever it is. And it had a rich tradition, and a lot of it has been lost. Their Sefer Torah is like a Sephardic one, standing up, silver.
Right.
I should take you to the shul here. It's magnificent. It's right here. Okay, so you don't eat rice, but you do.
Yes.
Okay, and we
But I
definitely
don't eat beans. Do you eat beans?
Yes, we eat beans.
Oh, that's weird. No, I'm
Yeah.
saying that it's so.
Yeah.
I don't eat kidney beans or even corn, even
Do you
though
eat
we're
peas?
allowed because
Do you eat peas?
Yeah, I eat peas.
Yeah.
Isn't that
So
weird?
it's funny.
So
You
it
have-
doesn't make sense.
This is
It doesn't make
hilarious.
none of that makes sense.
Nothing makes sense. Everything is just
No.
like.
But it's because your family never did it, and we don't eat hummus because the word sounds like chametz. So go.
Oh
figure
no,
that
we'll
out.
eat it.
Okay,
Yeah.
when I did my cookbook for Art Scroll, I have quinoa hummus.
You have quinoa hummus, right?
So they wouldn't let me do hummus plain. They put it in quotes because
I don't
it's
know.
not really hummus.
My kids are addicted. My kids are addicted to hummus. They're gonna have it. It's fine. It took my mother-in-law years to accept that we can eat quinoa. This year she's like, okay, you can make quinoa. I'm like, I've been eating quinoa for years.
Right. Well, you also have rice. I won't bother with
No,
quinoa.
but I like my cauliflower rice. I'm good.
Right, the cauliflower rice.
Where like I can make cauliflower rice like 30 different ways at
Right.
least.
Right. Jacqueline is a specialist at besides being a personal chef, at making things healthy and just coming up with these really cool ideas.
My nephew was like 8 years old. He didn't even realize he was eating a yebra, a grape leaf, with cauliflower rice and meat. He didn't even know. His mother's like, oh my God, he's eating it. There was cauliflower rice.
I
in it.
learned how to make yebre and say it from Beth. We have a video together of us on kosher.com.
Yeah, that was actually a very special yabda. It wasn't normal.
That was
It
amazing.
was like a mint, like I don't want to say vegan one, but yeah,
It was vegetarian.
vegetarian.
Right. So I make it like that too. I do it with vegetables and quinoa.
I learned how to not say it from Jacqueline over here. Yebra.
Yebra.
no.
Oh, what?
got
You're South
Yabda.
African.
Now you got it.
Okay, so what else did you make for Pesach?
Oh gosh. Now I need to think. It was so long.
It was 10 days ago. Whatever.
Yeah.
So, but you're moving on.
I'm moving on.
What
I'm
are we
already
doing
thinking
now?
of Shavuot.
Okay, so what's coming up? I'm trying
So
to cover the
a lot of-
past and the future.
A lot of dairy.
Okay.
Okay. That's also. Do we eat meat on Shavuot?
It depends what family member I'm having over. Some of them
What?
need to
Is
make
that like
meat.
a thing?
Yeah, some
No.
of them only eat meat, and some of them are okay with me making dairy.
So growing
That's
up,
like Ashkenazim also.
we only ate dairy. We had one meat meal, and the rest was dairy. Now, as we got older, the nights were meat and the days were dairy.
Shlomi and Shifra, what do you guys do for?
Just first day,
Dairy.
we do a dairy meal.
When?
But
Shavuot.
about customs actually to do like a dairy meal and then actually wash and have.
Oh, yeah, so that's what my brother would do. I think that's a very Hasidish also to have kiddush on cheesecake and then after you wash, you have
Some
fleischiks.
mezze.
Yeah, that's what my brother and my father would
That
say.
should be. I mean, that should be written on top of every Fleischiks magazine. But
That's true.
That's true. That's a hashtag. That should be a hashtag. Well, when I serve my parents, and quite often when Friday night is late, like now, and my parents are coming for dinner, because they're in town still from Pesach, and they do fish, soup, meat, dessert. When we start eating dinner at 8:00 at night, I'm not doing fish and meat, so I go straight to soup. They're like, "Where's the fish? You have to have basar v'dagim." I'm like, "Relax, Dad."
We
That's
have,
also
we
very
have
Moroccan.
maza. We have maza and soup. My mother-in-law does Moroccan fish,
They do fish always.
but we don't do fish.
Right, but you'll be full if you have the fish and
So
the soup.
I have
and the
soup
challah and the mezze.
I have maza soup, and then I bring all the food out.
But so late at night, we were trying to eat mindfully. Like,
and
that's-
Shavuot's late.
Shavuot fair, and it's 6 meals this year.
you make it sound like Mazza is nothing. Your Mazza is like a whole freaking
Yeah,
banquet.
it is. And it's heavy.
No, what I'll do is
it's like hors d'oeuvres.
I just do lahmacun and like
Vagina
something else.
cheese
I don't
and
fry.
kibbeh,
I don't
yeah,
fry.
bro, and
you don't have to do.
I
all
don't
of them.
fry.
You don't have to do
Yeah,
all
but that's
of them.
not a maza. Yeah, but that's just a regular dish.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's like, wait,
Yeah.
yes, it's like stuffed cabbage.
Yeah,
No, I know what it
There's
is.
also
You know what
It's
it
not-
is.
It's not
Yeah.
Mezze. There's different categories.
There's-
And it's different. You don't have to bring it all out.
I don't
like-
fry. We don't fry in my house.
I mean,
Why?
Can we put away all the knives?
Healthy.
The kibbeh, we don't fry. I didn't grow up with fried. My mother made it once in a blue moon. But aside from my mother-in-law makes her mother's kibbeh, which is amazing, that's the only thing that we fry. Everything, and I won't do it. She does it.
Wow, I like fried food.
Even I air fry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still have to learn how to air fry. Yeah, I'm a big fan of real frying. Just, eat less, right? Mindfully.
No, I air fry my
that's-
vegetables.
No, she's very
You What did you air fry?
She's amazing.
Deli roll.
Air fry the deli roll.
Was it good?
Oh my god,
So interesting.
so good. One of my followers actually, I posted, I baked it. She's like, I air fried it. I said, oh, I'm gonna try. It was so good, air fried.
Jacqueline is the queen of air fry.
You could fit a lot in that air fryer. I know there's
have a
different
very big air
sizes, but
fryer.
when
I
I saw
have
the
two.
small one, I was like,
No,
I'm
but
not.
If you had to
a big
recommend
machine.
a machine, an air fryer machine, which one would you
I
recommend?
like the Gourmet
Okay.
because it's very well priced, and I have it for 3 years already, and it has yet to die on me. Watch tomorrow; it's gonna die on me.
That's for sure.
But it's great. It's big, but it's not bulky. My air fryer and my crock pot are my two things that I use the most. And
Nice.
did you know I make my mechshi in the crock pot?
Yum,
I was
I
in
could see that.
inflation.
Yum, yum,
Right,
yum.
It's
right.
so
could
good,
tell
and
you.
it takes the guesswork out. You don't have to.
What mechshi is stuffed vegetables, right? I have mechshi onions in my freezer for a
Those are
while.
yum,
I
yum,
have to
yum.
make the
I love
sauce.
them.
I've had them a
I'll
while. I
I'll
know.
tell you how to make the sauce.
Okay, but
So easy.
I learned how to do kibbeh. I did kibbeh,
She did kibbeh mushroom.
but I
those kibbeh?
yeah, but I bought the kibbeh and I just
Oh.
added the mushrooms and the
Yeah,
spices.
yum, delicious.
It was still
I love
good. My
that.
kids picked up a lot of the mushrooms.
And I was gonna say the mushrooms get to be so small, you gotta eat a lot. I'm
yeah,
always
yeah,
like,
yeah. They shrink. Yeah, yeah.
I do like 3 cartons at least of mushrooms.
Okay, yeah, they didn't want me on that.
No, but I air fry a lot of the vegetables I find in the farmer's market. Like I'll find a random vegetable and I'll air fry it or I'll roast it. Like, it's just I like trying new things. And I'm game. My kids are game almost.
Your kids are adorable and they are big foodies.
They're huge foodies. They love trying new things. My little one, my 4-year-old, in my mother's house, we're not so she can eat the rice. So she cried. I was making mechshi, stuffed zucchini for a customer. That's her all-time favorite dish. She was crying, please, can I have it? I'm like, it's raw. I don't care. Please cook it for me. 4 years old.
Right. It's nice when they have
But I love it.
your kids good eaters?
Some of them. My oldest, she caught on a little too quickly to my whole health mindset,
Ah.
and she's a little bit like, "What's in that, ma?" So she's a little tough. But the other ones, yeah. And my second daughter is, I have to apply her to one of those shows. She's so good in the kitchen now. and she
Okay,
loves it.
excellent. Oh, we'll get her on Sunny Side Up.
I know. I need. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. We know that the Klein kids are excellent eaters. The boys are little budding cooks themselves. They've been on table for I think that was like 3 years ago you bought the boys. It was pre-Liba. It was pre-Liba.
Yeah, yeah.
You came in with the two
They actually
boys.
made the pickles.
Really? Okay. So let's just say thank you to Jacqueline for joining us and sharing some insights and schmoozing with us and catching up with her. And it's always fun having you on. You guys have got to follow her on Instagram because she just brings so much fun to.
Stuff with like 15 Fs or something like that.
Yeah.
4
Fs.
4, only 4.
When I signed her book when I first met her, I wrote happy cooking and I wrote with 4
4
P's.
4 P.
So
That was the first time I met you.
that was the first time when I did a chop competition for you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us and continue as we chat our way through the hour. Welcome, Klein, Shifra and Shlomi, probably the most frequent guest on my show. I love having you guys on. They have great banter with me and they bring great food and they're great magazine and just we have a good time. So welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, same here. It's always fun to come.
Thank you. So let's talk about those pickles that's standing on the middle of the table. If you guys can see, I maybe should take a video.
This is like the epitome of Pesach and family tradition, you know?
Yeah, we grew up on these. At home, we didn't use any products.
Because that's very much a Chabad
It's a
minhag.
Chabad custom, no products. But even these pickles are controversial because my
Why?
father-in-law won't eat them
My family.
Why? Why? What's in
because
it?
they have peels. We peel everything. But my father is Yerushalmi, and because Yerushalmi, they will use stuff that's not peeled if it's before Pesach. So because they were made before Pesach with peels, it's okay.
Aha. I love the different minhagim. I can't believe we're still talking about Pesach 10 days, 2 weeks later. I have no problem with that. I already started a countdown for the next
You of all
Pesach.
people should be able to believe it. I mean,
No, I
perfect
start.
for Pesach is just for Pesach?
No,
No.
it's for all year. And I started a countdown
Uh-huh.
on my drive home, coming back from
That's it.
Pesach. Did you guys have a good Pesach at least?
We had a great Pesach.
You're away, right?
We had the best of both worlds. I mean, we worked pretty hard because of it, but we were home first days. We turned over for Pesach. We bought enough food to last us for 8 days, like the miracle of Hanukkah. And then we just packed out. The first day Chalmah, we packed out. We went to Virginia.
To Pesach in the Northeast.
Yeah, to Bruce Backman's program.
Okay, nice.
It was very nice. Yeah, it was great. The kids
It's-
had a blast.
It's great getting away.
It was definitely great getting away. Non-stop food.
Okay, Baruch
which
Hashem. It's a
maybe I
thing on
need-
all programs.
I may need to go see Beth and 21 days. I don't know. My bike is definitely coming out of the garage.
Well, the sun is coming out of the clouds,
Yeah,
so
yeah. So
that will
there's no excuses.
that will work.
I
That
need to
will
find
work
some
together.
other excuse. But no, but really, it's fascinating to see these programs because they. I mean, Bruce himself. I believe most of them. People are paying a lot of money and they just want to keep them happy. It's just seriously nonstop food all day. I guess Jewish people that are eating are happy people. If it comes dinner and like they serve you. He does plated dinners actually, which is different to some other programs.
Okay,
A lot of them do stations and they do different.
okay. So
options.
I've most of the programs that I've gone have done plated dinners.
They do plated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both Ram and Gross and Schechter both did plated dinners. Maybe one night would be a station.
Uh-huh.
I would-
Well, he does the plated dinners and he does really hefty steaks. Or he did a 2-pound asabuco. It was crazy.
Oh,
But
who was the caterer?
he does it. It's all in house. He has his own team.
Wonderful.
But let's say you get your prime rib, and some people ask for medium or medium rare, and they get it medium, because you just came from a barbecue and you just fressed. You're like, you know what? I'll manage. I'll be okay. You don't hear people complaining. It's really interesting. It's like a science behind it.
Wow. Okay, great. He's been doing it a long time, right?
He has, yeah.
Okay, very nice. And Shifra, you did cooking demos there.
Yes, we were busy doing cooking demos.
What did you make? What did you?
What did we do?
Oh, there's one downside to Shifra's demos. They were amazing, but people were upset they couldn't taste the food because all the demos were in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And she was doing fleshik demos,
I did a lot of
obviously.
fleshik
Okay, so
demos.
Lunch was milchik.
I timed my demos after learning from my years at Ram. Yeah, I've got to do milchiks in the morning and fleishiks in the evening as they go into dinner.
Yes, lesson learned.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was hard.
What did we do? I did how to cook the perfect steak.
Oh, we've done that here in the studio.
Yeah, we've done. Had a sous vide.
She
So we
sous
did-
vide these huge Delmonicos.
Yeah,
Chuck-eye.
I saw your
Brick roast.
your prep
Brick-
before.
well, it's
you
not-
like
no,
I
it's
saw.
not a
I was
brick
watching
roast.
the process.
Isn't it Delmonico a brick?
That's
Gourmet
right.
Glatt
It's-
calls it a brick roast.
That's what
That is a
Susie
French-
told me.
It's a French roast. What Gourmet Glatt calls a brick roast is a French roast, right?
No, but no.
Actually, originally Delmonico is a cut.
Oh, here we
I
go.
think.
Let's
I
go.
think, No. I think it's a cut from the ribeye.
Yes.
Originally, there's a restaurant called Delmonico's in Manhattan.
Right. Yeah.
They've been around for like over 100 years or something, and it's their signature cut of meat that they made famous. Now, kosher butchers everywhere call Delmonico something different. So
because
Delmonico, according to Susie, or Delmonico according to Gourmet Glatt, or Delmonico according to Reserve Cut, will all be different.
they're all to be so. I wish we could like
There's
We're,
no
we're referring
standard.
to the Chuck Eye or the California. What do they call it? California.
the California.
Yeah, the chuck eye.
It's
The
a
chuck eye is an extension of the ribeye.
between the chuck
It's
and the rib.
exactly like along the rib on the cow. There's the rib roast, and then right next to it is the chuck, and that's why it looks very similar. It's just the location of the chuck is closer to the shoulder, so it's more worked and it's a little bit tougher. So that's the real difference. But if you cook it right, it can really taste very similar to a rib roast.
And that's why we buy Flashix magazine and have Shifra on the show because she
learned
knows
how to
everything.
season-
She knows everything. I'm telling you, this is why you buy Flashix magazine for that brain right there. Shifra
Yeah.
Klein. She is, wow, that was great.
She
Thank
is.
you.
That was great.
yeah, so
I
we
got
did
a lot of
stuff like
nachas
that.
from that
Thank you.
information. She's great.
I learned to make my steak. I made steak over Chol Hamoed, and I remember watching you do a demo. Or something.
Yeah,
You were just like, I was like, oh, I didn't know these things.
Yeah,
It
and
was-
it's so simple to
so
make a good
simple.
steak. Yeah, it's not hard. I told people there's no recipe because the ingredients are oil, salt, and pepper. It's just that there's like 5 simple steps.
Right.
You also did
Yeah.
cast iron. You were doing burgers and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I did that. Then on Yom Tov, I did my favorite demo, which I called "How to Glam Up Your Pantry Basics."
Oh.
So
I
Yeah,
love
people were
basically-
laughing. They weren't exactly pantry
Well, they
basics.
weren't basics. That was the,
was
the only
your
mistake I
basics?
made.
No,
They
it's
were
not
like
pantry basics.
It's
stuff
things that you
keep.
could have in your house for like a month. And then Shabbos day, when you can't even cook, you can make these really cool things. So we did tuna ceviche. That's up your alley. And that's
You
always
had me at
something-
raw fish.
Yeah. You can
So
like
you keep
Friday
your tuna
night.
steaks in the
Yeah.
freezer. It's not.
We did some really cool stuff with Connie. We made a lox board. Lox boards are gorgeous.
Oh, we did a cheese
Yeah.
board.
Cheese board is
Well,
a
the
great
connie you
option
made. You did
too.
two. You did either the salad
Yeah,
or
I
you did like in the
two ways.
cups,
Yeah.
and then the lox board. I mean,
And that's going to be actually in our Shavuos issue coming up. We're doing this article on South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
Oh, you guys,
Yes,
you went.
I went,
Ah,
yeah.
Chef Fry
They
was
did
so
a Friday night dinner.
So they made a Friday night dinner because Chef Yos Schwartz of Hustled Hipster Miami
He's
really
awesome.
campaigned for them to do something kosher. So it's because of him that they did.
Yeah, yo.
And it's this really cool event that's hosted by Food Network and Food and Wine magazine.
Chefs.
And the chefs that cooked this year were Zach the Baker,
Adina.
Sussman, who made like amazing Hawaj braised short ribs out of French roast, by the way. And
Which is, we don't even know what cut of meat.
Einat.
Einat Edmoni, who's amazing. She
Amisa,
made
no.
she made chicken tagine, and then Amor Sion, a very famous fish chef from Israel.
He was laughing about
He
the
was
kani.
laughing because I was like asking Chef Yos, "What are you making?" And he's like, "I'm making like this crab salad." And so Amos Sion was like, he took a step back because he does seafood, and he was told he can only do kosher fish. And he was like, "1 second, you're making crab? Like, why can't I?" It was so funny. So we had to explain to him it's imitation crab.
Right.
He had no clue.
Which I think is pollock, right?
Yeah, it's like cooked pollock. That was very funny. So it was this really cool dinner. So we got the recipes from the chefs of what they served, and we wrote all about it. It's going to be in the magazine. So one of the things was this Connie salad that Chef Yost did.
And another big article that's going to be in the magazine is a dinner that Naomi was by. We
That's
finally
right.
got her to come.
Yeah, it's not that I don't want to come. I've been away.
She finally fit us into her busy schedule.
No, too last minute. I always have things at very far events. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was really fun.
I gave them a big shout out last week to the restaurant.
No,
I mean, the restaurant is great, and we always have a good time. But the dinner was really interesting because we featured like people associate Italian food with pasta and pizza. They don't think of it as fleischig, and also it could be much lighter than typical food.
It was
So that was
cool.
isn't that the focus of the
Yeah,
article?
it's the light side of Italian food.
Yeah, I thought it was delicious. That meatball is still.
That meatball is
Do you know how many
amazing.
people reached out to me? Do I have a recipe for that? That was like insane.
even-
Oh, that was the spaghetti.
But it's how much you-
meatball, right?
Can we-
God,
Yeah,
that
You
was-
wouldn't
that
if you
was
won't
beautiful.
share it.
I would love them to come on my show and talk about that.
Look, that was unbelievable.
That was
unbelievable.
amazing.
They had there was a video that was done by Insider Food.
Insider did a video
Insider
on it.
Foods did a video on
Okay,
it. It
so
went
what-
viral.
So it was a big, giant, like meatloaf looking thing, glazed, and then you cut into it, and then there was the spaghetti inside. So it was like reverse meatball and spaghetti.
It was
I
very
spoke
cool.
about it last
It wasn't
week.
spaghetti and meatballs. It was meatball
Meatballs and
in
spaghetti.
yeah,
In
spaghetti
spaghetti.
and meatball.
Stuffed meatballs.
Yeah,
Spaghetti in
in meatball.
spaghetti and
Yeah,
meatball
that was
was
really
brilliant, and that tomato soup at the beginning was heaven.
Oh, the
Yeah,
chilled one.
we have the
That
recipe for
chilled.
that, and that's
Okay.
perfect for Shavuos.
Okay, perfect. Oh, that's
Chill.
the name
Also-
of my
Yeah.
next book, Perfect for Shavuos.
Oh, okay.
Just joking. I'm starting.
I know. By the way, soon there's a rumor. Nomi's coming out with a
No,
new book.
no more books. I'm done. I'm gonna give them away for free on Instagram or in Flashix or on Facebook.
Yeah, it
no
takes
more
a lot.
books.
It takes a
my
lot.
heart is like full and proud. I'm done. Okay, so
Our Shavuos issue isn't so perfect for Shavuos. I mean, it is perfect for most
well,
people.
because it's Flashix.
It's fleischig. There you
Do we
go.
have
There's
any cheese
no
in there?
milchiks.
No milk.
Nope. It's a baking issue. So there's a lot of baking. There's this lady blogger, Nomi, what's it, like TGIS or something
Oh
like that?
wait. I think I've heard of it.
Tigges.
Tigges, Naomi Elberg.
So she's actually sharing. Yeah, by the way, I was just kidding. She's right here. She's doing a bunch of babkas,
Hello, Naomi.
and they're filled babkas, and they're also we filled them. Some of them had power of cheese, but they work
That was
1,000% with milk cheese.
Right. Well, Naomi was very instrumental in helping me get my babka board ready for my cookbook,
Mhm.
and she knows dough. She knows her.
You want to know
dough.
how well she knows it? Beth just mentioned, do we have family in Montreal? Right? No, was it Beth or you? Naomi said it. You said it. So we sent your leftover babkas from the shoot. It must have been 3 days after the shoot. And they ate it in Montreal, and they were going crazy about how good it was. But it was 3 days later.
Well,
Her
her
recipe. I know how to follow a recipe.
But does the recipe have margarine in it or oil?
What if it does?
Well, it
I
does, but
use-
then we have Beth talking about which Beth actually
Oh,
contributed
yeah.
an article,
On
and she talks
See,
about
we got all our
margarine.
bases covered.
margarine.
And when you're using margarine, which one to use?
Okay, so I have
So
two books. No margarine.
this actually
in
segued
either
really
book.
nicely.
Yes, it did.
I don't even know.
By the way, in the back corner is Naomi TGIS. Naomi Elberg is in the back corner, but Beth wrote a big thing on oils for me, which a lot of people reference for Pesach. And so now you're referencing that for Shavuos.
Yes.
So talk it to me about butter and margarine.
go for it.
Well, I was saying that it's not so simple these days because there's different forms of margarine products out
Different
there.
what?
There's different forms of margarine products out there. So I basically, it wasn't like a judgy. It wasn't like a judge. It was just an informative,
No,
like
that's
just
what
so
you
you
want.
know.
Only I'm judgy with
But I
margarine.
really want you to read the article, so I don't want to give away the article. But yeah, it was basically just more like educational. Like if you're going to choose to use it, here's the various like words to look for on products and what's out there. And it's not just what we used to have of like just the block margarine. And like if you did use the block margarine, here's what to know about using the block margarine versus
What about the coconut margarine they're coming out with? Or
Coconut
come out with
That's not coconut, is it?
butterine,
coconut and soy.
coconut and soy. What do we know anything about that yet?
did anyone try to bake with it yet?
Mhm.
And
Okay. Naomi.
Naomi's saying she did.
I did.
Okay.
It's very similar.
There's
in
also.
Do we have-
th-
She's
there's-
saying it's very similar to
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
what?
That means
The what?
similar to what?
Tried to cover it.
I can't hear you. Do it.
It's similar in
Can we-
terms of like.
Coconut oil.
Talking to the mic.
What's it
Now that we know you're here.
Hello, it's magically here. I'd say it's very similar in terms of butter. It's very, very cold when you take it out of the fridge.
Right.
It takes a while to get to room temperature, as you know. But when it melts very similarly to butter.
I guess it depends. I was gonna
So
say,
very
yeah.
similar to when you work with butter. I just did butter babkas yesterday. Actually.
Is it butterine?
It does.
Betterine.
It's
It's
betterine. It
it's
has
available
no
now. It's on the
flavor.
shelves.
I think it's hitting next week.
It's hitting next
So
week.
the no flavor is probably what makes it different than using coconut oil. Like that's why a lot of people don't like to use it. It doesn't come out exactly the same.
There's quite a few of these products out there now. I know.
Right. What else?
There's
What
also
else?
the Wayfair, which Mahadran did a run now, and they made they put some super hashgacha on it.
Yeah.
But that's spreadable. That's not for baking.
It's not for baking.
Not for me.
Spreadable. There's a
Right, so
garlic
that's
one
the
and
thing
so
about
much.
Plain.
choosing it is really like what you're gonna end up baking. I think
Guys.
from what we're talking about is that's the ultimate question is like how is it gonna come out in your product? Like not even only like a health perspective, which is what I stuck in a little bit in this article, but I understand the concept of like you're looking for it to come out a certain way and like can the products hold up for that? And I think that's what's so difficult about our culture is like the stick margarine that we all pull out is just such a unique. It does something uniquely to the
Dough.
recipe,
Which is
and
in
the
a good
dough.
way for the recipe.
for the recipe,
and
but
not
then
too
for
good for
our
your health.
because we're overusing it.
I have not literally
everything.
baked in with stick margarine more
Yeah.
than 10 years.
So that's
So
why
what's the
these
best
days-
replacement?
No, like I was saying, that's what I was saying. It depends,
Depends on
really
what.
you're making. It's not an easy
But
answer.
I wanted an oil in my babka recipe, and I worked Naomi Elberg very hard to eat, right?
yeah.
We got that right.
It was great.
It was great.
I
Like,
personally really don't like the type of baking I do, which is just fun stuff like the biscotti, this, that. I really don't mind using coconut oil at all. It doesn't give me that much different of a taste to be like, oh my God, that's
No,
coconut
but it
oil.
hardens.
It's
If you
not
put it in the
taste,
fridge, it
it's
hardens.
texture.
It hardens. You got to get it at a good
At a good
consistency
yeah.
before you put it in, before you use it. You have to pay attention to the measurements of what the recipe says. If it's melted, not melted. Like it's definitely something to play with, but I got very used to it. Otherwise I use oil. Depending.
I would say, like, if you're making the babka that day, then you can totally sub the oil because it's going to taste fine.
right.
It's like to keep the dough fresh and like soft and that perfect texture. That's where margarine comes in. But that's what we cover in the Shavuos issue. We do a lot of different baking items, and even actually, Chef Isaac Bernstein came into our kitchen and made 2 crazy doughs. He has no margarine in this one. This overnight no knead bread dough that was insane, and like literally took 20 seconds to make.
okay.
He made focaccia with it. He made the pizza. No, then he made a yeast dough that he used to make his bao buns. And
You had me bao buns.
Yeah,
I love
so
bao
we
buns.
do bao buns, and we did,
Bao buns
and then
are Japanese buns.
Steamed buns.
steamed
Steamed
buns that we stuffed with veal breast that was like slow cook. It was insane dish. So that's making it into the issue. But also he took the same dough and used it to make pretzel dogs, which was really brilliant. So we used the same dough in so many different ways.
He was
It's all
tying
about
the whole
baking.
the
Yeah.
and the flakes together.
Yes,
I love it. It was
so
a
that was very cool.
I wish we had some samples to eat right now because it looks so good.
We have pickles. We have pickles.
We have pickles. We are enjoying our pickles. Okay. What about the sticky buns?
Oh yeah, those are crazy. Those are crazy.
Just by the way,
I can't.
I wanted to bring them to the show.
Oh, that's my weakness. I would have eaten
I didn't
all that.
like-
It's 2 days old.
I'm a perfectionist, so if I'm gonna serve someone something, it has to be in its perfect form. So I told Sean
Really?
you
They're
can't
in
bring
our
them
kitchen. I had 3 of them last night.
because they're from 2 days ago.
They're so drenched in caramel and stuff.
Oh my God,
like they're
why-
preserved?
Come on.
Okay, I'll come over after the show when you drive me home.
No, I have to make a fresh batch.
Okay, I love sticky buns.
too.
It's fun. Like I don't think sticky buns or cinnamon buns was a big deal in the kosher market 10, 12 years ago, right? I think it's more popular now. I mean, babka's always been popular, but it's got this big rejuvenation. Like
Totally.
didn't like Food and Wine had
Yeah,
a-
I think Bread's Bakery, Lachamim, Uri Chef's babka made a big deal. Also, who else? Altalengi popularized babka also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his cookbook had babka, and that's when like it started to be published. And
And then also became people remember that babka is a Jewish food, and
Right.
Chef Isaac making the
Wait,
babka,
you know, there's a-
started filling it with all the
You know, there's
Yes.
well, I did babka recently on Home and Family Show in
Yeah.
California, and they wanted me to reference when I was doing the prep beforehand that Seinfeld has a whole babka episode, and that was from the 90s. We're like 20 years later. It was
That's
about
so
the
cool.
babka. So babka's kind of been a mainstream in
Oh, I
the
remember that Bob Cups. I'm like thinking, I'm like, yeah, because they didn't want the cinnamon versus the chocolate. It was
right,
like, oh,
right.
thing.
So
That was a great episode.
that's so funny.
right. So we're still talking about babka from Europe all the way now, and it has its
Yeah.
shining times where it's like. But
So
now I
Nomi
think it's
did
back
really
again.
amazing research and shares the difference between in the magazine. There's going to be like this whole write up about the difference between babka and kakush, where babka comes from, where kakush comes from, and it's really interesting.
Right, yeah, I like to know
So-
the difference.
Yeah.
Because I came on that babka crawl that we did with
Yes.
you guys. Is that in there? No, that
Yes.
was
Was that,
already.
was that you
was
guys
that
prepping
already?
for that?
What?
Some research.
Was that already?
Oh.
Did you post the magazine that wasn't?
It's coming out.
It's coming
It's
out.
coming out.
But I
Okay.
will, if anyone makes those babkas, just make some extra of that chocolate filling because you just eat it with a spoon after.
Oh, yum,
With an
yum.
apple.
It's
with
really
an apple
good.
for balance.
Yes,
There you
yeah,
go.
for balance.
Beth is in the house.
By the way,
Beth
it's
is-
funny. Everyone talks about babka. Growing up in South Africa, I was always put off by babka. It was like this very dry dough, had a little bit of cinnamon, had raisins. Did you have that in Australia also? And then
I
people
don't
smear
remember.
margarine on it, and that's babka.
I remember Kugelhof. We had something
Yeah?
called Kugelhof.
That's traditional babka.
That is traditional babka. That's what
Really?
he writes about. in
I
the
think
article.
today's babka is more closer to
Yeah,
kokosh.
yeah.
Right, right.
Read the article.
You have to read the article. It's going to be in there. Yeah, so it's really, really cool. And then also Paula Scheuer shares her
Paula,
guide
another
on
smart
Pareve
girl.
baking. So it's basically like we
What
embrace
baking, sorry?
Pareve, non-dairy
Pareve baking, yeah.
Uh,
The idea of the issue is that, like, yes, Shavuos people are cooking one or two milchik meals, but really year round and even half of Shavuos, you're doing fleishik. And every Shabbos, you're doing fleishik. So this is going to be our guide on baking without butter and non-dairy baking. So we have a bunch of different experts weighing in and sharing really, really phenomenal recipes.
and different options than the just margarine that everyone knows
Exactly.
about.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
So it's going to be very exciting.
I love butter. Butter
Oh,
is
butter.
better.
Butter is amazing.
I love the
Just-
taste of butter
yeah.
cookies, butter
Just
pies,
toasted bread with butter, salt, and pepper.
And,
That's so
well,
good.
toasted bread, butter, and Vegemite.
Oh, Vegemite.
That's what we were supposed to do today. But we had a bit of a change in direction. But yeah, I'm going to get you guys to eat some Vegemite. If anybody wants to try some, just let me know. Everyone in the studio is going, no, don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try it. Okay. All right. So we've covered the Shavuos issue. I know we keep going back to Pesach. Let's talk about how it was a blowout. That you sold everything.
Yeah, we weren't.
It was amazing,
It was
like-
really, really cool. It was really exciting. I mean, Pesach is a time that like people are looking for
Yeah.
extra like food content and anything food related.
I mean, what's the name? Matis from Quality actually wrote about that. It's a time when people are spending more. It's like people will budget extra. They'll buy the fancier roasts. They'll buy products that they
Yeah,
don't
here
usually
comes the
buy,
time.
where people might be more conscious, a whole year of whether it's a price or when it comes to Pesach, they actually do spend more. He found
Right.
that as a trend.
And it's also, I mean, listen, the magazine was amazing and there was great content. And the word got out thanks to Instagram and social media. That helps a lot too. You were saying that it's so different to come out with something like now versus like 5 years ago. So that definitely helped us. And it was really great. It was very, it feels good when you get that feedback and you see those results.
Right.
I mean, we
Feels
also had
amazing.
that whole mother-daughter combo guest editor.
Right.
situation
So,
going
Danielle
on.
so Danielle really
Peas, Loves, and
did a
Carrots.
beautiful
Yeah, she
job.
did a great job.
She's great. She promoted it well. I mean,
Yeah.
It
because
actually
her
all
recipes-
but it all started like 3 months before by our dinner in Israel.
Right.
Yeah, that's when it started.
That's how the whole thing started.
Why? How?
Because we had that dinner in Israel, which is featured in this issue.
Yeah.
Danielle was there, Adina Sussman, Katamon Kitchen, Tamar, who
Tamar,
else?
which Tamar?
Tamar Ganger.
Oh, of course.
And then ourselves. We were in Israel at the time when we had that Israel dinner, which was featured
Yeah.
as a dinner that came about through WhatsApp. Thanks to Heshi Scoop.
Hershey Scoop.
Yep. He has a WhatsApp chat. I met this guy on the chat. Actually, never met him until we came to his house. And even Danielle writes, like, she was invited to this dinner, and her and Ahuva were saying that
They didn't know what
they want to know. Yeah, they want to know where's there any places to buy
had
food on the way
backup
home,
plans.
just in case.
Well, Shlomi, we've all gone to dinners and we've all stopped. Not all the dinners, but, you
but
know.
I mean, they came from 8 o'clock at night till 1 o'clock in the morning. We were nonstop eating and drinking,
Oh, fantastic.
and the level of cuisine, the level of cooking that Mickey had was incredible.
Hello, can you bring him here?
He actually, I mean, he comes here for business. I met up with him a few weeks ago. We went out to Marani, and he loved it.
Marani is great. I have got to have her back on the show. We've not been there in such a long time. Baruch Hashem, we've all been so busy, but she's amazing.
What was really fascinating is that he's specialized. Actually, the way I knew him from the chat was from his fish. He's very into fish. And he prepared like 6 or 7 raw fish dishes that people were going crazy over.
Oh, my God.
So we featured a few of them in the Pesach issue. A lot of people really enjoyed it and made it.
I would have flown in for that.
And then once he was done with all the fish, he then said, okay, he pulls out his meat. His meat was actually resting. And he pulled out this board and he showed us what he's going to cook. We're like, 1 second. Nothing was cooked. He started a pot of rice. He started some potatoes. Everything was done on the spot.
Where did he
It
get
was
his
a crazy
training?
experience.
That's crazy.
His training
it's-
comes from his passion.
Yeah,
There's no
that's
real
his
training.
passion, yeah.
He's a diamond dealer.
And he does this to just
What?
unwind, and he's passionate about it. Yeah, it was one of those really cool food experiences.
And I'm telling you, we had
And-
never met him until
Yeah.
we walked into the door that
This
night. We
was
didn't
amazing.
know. I
Such
knew.
a
I knew we
nice-
could expect a good time and good food, but I didn't know really.
Where was it? Where was it?
Ramat Gan,
Ramat
right
Gan.
near Bnei Brak.
Yeah, his house was also insane.
His house was crazy.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
If
Like,
you
there
see
was
from
an
the
elevator
pictures,
in his house, like that type of house.
he has his whole
Yeah,
wine.
from the pictures. See, it looks
Yeah,
like
you
No, but
can't
he
really
has like a
tell.
whole wine. You can the wine.
Did we show
I
it?
think you do see it in the intro here. No, we definitely posted about it.
You had a photographer come down. Oh my God. So if people want to have one of these fancy dinners here, how does one experience that right here in the United States? You know, people are looking for a food experience, and that's why I
it's
brought
time.
it
Maybe
up.
it's time for us to do something and offer people not just a sneak peek to actually take part in such a thing.
Right, in one of the dinners that you host.
Yeah.
Or, okay, fans of the Nachum Siegel Network,
Maybe we do something.
let's do something together. But I would like
I think also what made this, I'm going back to the magazine, but I think what made this so unique is that like this from all the magazines, I think can sit on
Not
your
putting down
shelf
any other
just
magazines.
just like a cookbook. It's literally like there's chapters, there's information, like even with the fish, because he did so much fish, we had Chef Laura Frankel do a whole article on all about fish, how to buy fish, and a whole fish guide. So I think like that was really cool about it also.
it's like a mini
It was
encyclopedia.
packed.
Yeah, it was
I think
packed.
was this your biggest issue yet?
Yeah,
The
it was.
largest.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, there's been
Like-
five issues.
No, I mean but like the amount of pages and recipe.
Yeah, it was
Insane.
insane. You know, when I walked into Shifra and Shlomi were very kind to donate a box of the magazines to my Pesach program that I was working at, and to give to the guests that came a lot. So I put them out, and people were going crazy over it. They were like,
They're very lucky because
"I think I took your last
we're
box."
short.
Like people really went crazy over this issue, and I tell everyone, let's do a giveaway for both the book and the magazine. But if you don't win, I'm sorry. Do we have a code?
Your code is still active.
My code is still active. Has
think it
anyone
was-
bought?
For sure. Come on, you have the. Nomi, don't doubt yourself.
I always do. Yeah.
It's I believe it was Nomi Nachman
Naomi
uppercase.
Nachman, all case, one word. And you can win. For that you can buy a discounted subscription
At Fleischiks.com.
at fleischiks.com. And let's do the giveaway now, okay? Drum roll. Anybody who emails in to Naomi at nachumsiegel.com, you win both books, Secrets of a Kosher Girl and a year subscription to Fleischiks magazine. So just email me and we'll raffle it off and we'll reveal it in a couple of weeks who the winners are. It'll be a really nice prize there, guys. Okay, so as our hour is running out of time, we've got a couple minutes left to wrap up. Okay, so what can we expect in the next couple of issues? Looking forward down the line, what have we got? We've got Shavuos, no brainer.
Shavuos is our baking issue. We planned out our calendar pretty much.
Summer is barbecue.
Summer is
That's-
barbecue.
To be expected,
To be expected.
and you have featured.
National barbecue. Isn't that the
Yeah, we're probably going to go with some new flavors, and then we're doing an Israel
August?
issue. For
August is Israel.
Are we going to
Yeah.
Israel?
We
went to Israel.
Oh, so you have that all.
Yeah, maybe we'll go. I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to be there in
If-
July.
Oh, really?
So if you need me to test anything for you,
Okay, we'll let you know.
you just let me know.
Israel's amazing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then September's already Yom Tov.
No, September's
Oh,
not
it's
Yom
not.
Tov. October's Yom Tov.
October's Yom Tov.
because
It's late this year.
The
Right.
calendar, it's very late this year.
Yeah, very late.
So
Last
what
year
is-
it was the day
September's
after
like
What are you doing?
Family?
I
You
forgot
said something.
I don't know.
something with kids.
Well, we've also got
It's
you've
really
also got
cool
the
stuff
9
coming up.
days in the middle of everything. So we're looking for non-Fleischiks
But that
food.
right. So
We're not addressing those days
It's like
in the magazine.
the 9 days does not exist. They're going to sit and cry for the Bet Hamikdash
Listen,
for
there's
the 9 days.
there's so much. This is what we
I think
feel.
I
that
think
there's
this
so
year
much
Fleischiks
food
is going to
content
sponsor all the
that's-
siyumim for the 9 days.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
So we've got Rosh Hashanah. Then
And then we're doing.
You've got it, that
and then
fall
and then we're
is
doing,
great.
We're doing a travel issue. It's going to be epic. Yeah.
Who has been to more countries than me in the last
You've really been getting around. One thing you said, Israel. Aren't you going to somewhere
Japan?
in Asia?
Yes,
Japan.
but I'm going to Israel with my children.
Oh, nice.
Well, some are going to Israel, and I'm going to go with them.
Very cool.
Yeah,
So you're going to Japan?
I'm going to Japan and South Korea.
Wow.
I know. I'm really excited.
Is this with
Miriam Schreiber from Legacy Kosher Tours.
Nice.
If you guys are interested, you can contact Miriam. I spoke a little bit about last
That's
week.
very cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited because Japanese cooking is like,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be in 2 years my 19th country.
That's a cuisine that's still not, despite the fact that there's sushi in every pizza store, Japanese food is still not 100% like integrated in the kosher market.
No,
you can't get
wait.
a real Japanese
Wait,
food
they
experience.
have, they've got ramen noodles.
Who?
Every kosher supermarket.
Okay.
That's Japanese.
Right. Okay.
And sushi. But they don't have anything
They
else.
don't have the
There's so
real
much
the
more.
real sushi
The real-
experience, number one.
No, we have
Where
the
it's
kosher
like-
Chinese food also is not the same thing that they get in
Right.
China.
Right.
And pho.
Vietnamese. I have Vietnamese in my book, and I did a pho in my cooking demo.
I saw on Pesach
It was
with egg lakshan noodles.
they went crazy over it
Very cute.
for the hot beef over them, the hot broth over the meat. And Hanukkah issue, is that all about the oil? Back to the oil. See,
get
it all-
to Hanukkah,
we're
we didn't
not,
get
we're
to
not up to
Hanukkah.
there yet.
okay, but that's your year anniversary. When will be the anniversary of
No.
Fleischiks?
November.
November,
Travel.
the issue before, the first issue.
Thanks.
Our first issue
Thanksgiving,
was the
guys.
travel
Kosher
issue,
Fest. That's where I.
and then we're ending off the year with our travel issue.
We have. You got to squeeze in Thanksgiving in there. The turkey.
I don't know. We will or we won't.
Oh wait, there's always next year. Hello.
There really is. There's endless. Like people always, when we started, they were like, "Are you going to run out of stuff?" We're
Never.
never going to run out of stuff.
Never.
We
Just like we never run out of
overpack.
talk here.
I literally have probably about 4 articles that are already designed and written that couldn't make it into the issue.
We do.
I'm like
That's so
overpacked
cool.
with content. Yeah. So
Thank
we've
God. We
never run
want to
out.
see
Thank God.
people want to see great content. They want
Yeah.
to see great recipes, great pictures, and just great content. You know, you want to have a book that has some, pardon the pun, flesh,
Exactly.
Right?
And that's what we're trying to
some
do.
real meat in the book. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, this has been a very fast hour right here on Table for Two. All right, so we have a couple of amazing guests coming up next week. We are just wrapping up the hour, so I'm not going to announce them yet. You're gonna have to follow us on Instagram to see who they are. So if you want to win Fleischik's magazine or Secrets of a Kosher Girl, email me Naomi@nachumsegal.com, and we'll let you know who the winner is. We have music sponsored by our friends at Kedem right up until Lich Benching. I want to wish you all Shabbat Shalom.